Hey, I'm Nick DiMatteo, and welcome to Music is Not a Genre, the interview edition. With me today is David Dabbon. He is a composer, songwriter, arranger, and orchestrator. He was the dance music arranger for Beetlejuice on Broadway and an Emmy nominee for Outstanding Music and Lyrics for Eat Shit Bob on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. David, how are you today?
I'm good, Nick. It's good to be here with you. How are you?
I am very good. Thank you. Yes, I've been looking forward to this for a while. I love this question because everyone interprets it differently. Tell everyone your story.
I actually was a self-taught musician. My sister played piano and took dance. And I specifically loved theater. I loved dancing. I loved creativity. I had a basement in our house that I would play records and cassette tapes of different musicals. And somehow I got a hold of a chunk of fabric and I would somehow design like pulley systems. I'm just remembering a lot of this as I'm speaking right now.
Ooh.
Pulley systems with with fabric so that like I'd pull one and it would pull like a string of them together and one would pull up, and it was sort of like my way of being creative, but I love doing it to music. So eventually my mom was like, okay, we're going to sign you up for piano lessons, because I would just sit at the piano and start, playing my own stuff. And so she signed me up for piano, and I took about 3 months of that, and I would not practice. I just, for whatever reason, I would just sit down and, play my own music. And when it came time for me to go to college, I was like, oh, I should go to school and study something in, performing arts. Um, let me study specifically acting, because that's all I knew how to do at the time. Junior year, my sophomore year, a professor came up to me and said, David, we think as faculty, we've been following you, that you've been coaching a lot of singers and orchestrating, and you're a composer. You should look into going into music. And I was like, I'm not sure. And eventually something clicked, and I was like, you know what? Music's always come really easy to me. Let me explore it. So I ended up creating my own major in music direction composition. At the time I was playing a lot by just feel and instinct, and I knew a lot of songs, so it was easy for me to sort of look at sheet music and not really read it, but use my ear and kind of use the notes at the same time. And no one had ever taught me how to practice piano. And he basically said, you're a terrible pianist. You're never going to make it as a musician, and you should think about another career. And so I wanted to not only not make music anymore, but I also knew that I didn't want to not make music. So I decided to apply to grad school at Carnegie Mellon, also because it has a great theater program, and I wanted to cross-pollinate the two.
Mm.
So in March of my senior year, I got an email from a professor saying, I came across your resume. You should apply for choral conducting. And I had no knowledge of choral music. I was not really a vocalist. I sang in choir in high school, but that was about it. So to me, I was like, choir, it felt sort of stuffy. My mom wisely said, David, they're coming after you. Like, you should look into the program and just go to the audition. So I said, fine, I'll apply. I had to conduct a 40-person choir, which I had never done before. I had to do a song in German, and I got the wrong sheet music. It was a disaster. But the professor loved how I worked with the singers and gave me a full one, not only conducting lesson, but a lesson on how to work with a chorus there. And I think he just liked how I took his notes, and he could tell that I was, I don't know, either he after my session, he said, your musicality is very good, and I feel like this program is going to change you. And he was right. I was able to connect my dance knowledge with my music again, and slowly I was able to start to make music and understand. Everything just started to click through his methods of teaching, and both patience, but also keeping a very high bar of what good musicianship is. And I also didn't know at the time he was a huge choral legend. His name was Robert Page. He was an amazing legend, an incredible teacher, musician, arranger, and somebody who just I cared about, and he cared about me a lot. And it was a very special mentorship that I got to have, and I'm very grateful um, for him, because I feel like all the gifts that um, I guess I was given on this earth, he was able to sort of rekindle and connect. And
Of the many favorite things that I'm getting from your story, one is the importance for you, and I would say for many people, of having a mentor, someone like a mentor. It's that person who can look at us and say, I understand you, and I see where your strengths are and the things that you can bring into that, and be better at even, and more of a total picture of, this is where, for now at least, this is where you belong in the world, and I can help get you there.
Mhm.
You feel like that Robert Page was somebody who did that for you?
Without question, what a mentor does versus just a teacher, um, is a mentorship. I'm actually trying to figure this out as we talk.
Yeah.
I can't quite tell if a mentorship is, there's that line from King and I. I'm blanking on it, but basically it's saying like, by your pupils.